Governor Mike Pence, sir, how are you?
I'm good, Sean. Thanks for having me on.
Let's start with the pay-to-play and the new revelations. I mean, It's obvious these emails, by the way, weren't they supposed to be handed over a long time ago? She deleted 33,000 others. Nobody has any idea what's in them. But this specifically, those people that donated and were part of this organization got access, special access that nobody else would get. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think what we see here is direct evidence that major foreign donors to the Clinton Foundation were being given favors and opportunities by officials at the State Department. It is, as you just heard Donald Trump say, it is a textbook example of the kind of pay-to-play politics that the American people are tired of in Washington, D.C. And I promise you, when Donald Trump and I head to the White House this January, we're going to put this pay-to-play special interest politics to an end once and for all.
Let's talk about the coverage of Donald Trump's comments about Second Amendment supporters and the media reaction to this.
Well, it's just incredibly frustrating, but it's also telling to see the way the media has the capacity to major in the minors, to take a comment as they did, and take it all the way to the cable airwaves and make a controversy when, in the very same week, the father of the terrorist who took 49 lives in Orlando attended a Hillary Clinton rally, was on television for more than an hour, said later to the press that he was there because he thought Hillary Clinton was, quote, good on national security, and that got a fraction of the attention that was paid to statements that Donald Trump made in support of the Second Amendment and in support of people that advocate for it. So it just shows you what we're up against. But as I said here in Dayton today, you know, it's 2-on-1. The media is going to continue to do half of Hillary's work for her. But the amazing thing is, from the crowds that we've seen as I campaign around, the enormous crowds around Donald Trump, the American people are rallying to his message. But, you know, they're rallying to his candor, on this. And I believe we're going to rally all the way to victory this fall.
Media research points out that CBS, NBC, ABC, they covered this issue of Donald Trump's comments 5 times more than the father of a terrorist who supports the Taliban is against gays and lesbians, and 5 times more coverage, and she wouldn't even denounce him when asked to, and it took, what, 36 hours for her to finally get there. And just like she takes money from Saudi Arabia, the Clinton Foundation does, they abuse women, they kill gays and lesbians, they persecute Christians and Jews. And they took up to $25 million for the Clinton Foundation, $10 million for the Clinton Library. Most Americans don't hear about that part. So what does that say about the media? What does it say about her?
Well, it just says the media is overwhelmingly biased in favor of electing Hillary Clinton as the next president of the United States. But I have to tell you, the connection that Donald Trump has made to people all across this country from every background is amazing to behold at these rallies. I think people are seeing through the media bias. They're ignoring it because they really do hear in Donald Trump the kind of message that will rebuild our military, have America standing strong in the world, release the full potential of the American economy, and maybe most important of all, make sure that the next president making appointments to the Supreme Court of the United States will appoint conservative justices who will uphold our Second Amendment and all of the God-given liberties enshrined in our Constitution.
Yeah,